Boo-doo-doo-doo.
James, what's going on, buddy?
Hello.
Haven't seen you in forever.
Uh-huh.
It's
How
been
you
a
doing?
few weeks. Doing good. Doing good.
Yeah.
Sixth day,
Good, good.
6 days of sobriety. So hoping none of my parents are watching, but yeah, I relapsed and but I'm on my sixth day. And
Okay.
man, it's tough as nails. I'm just trying to go each day without slipping up, but
Yeah.
I'm making it. I get to about 6 p.m.
Well,
and
I got some good stuff for today.
awesome.
I figure I'll talk a little bit about my relapse story.
Okay.
Uh Something like that.
Okay, cool.
Uh Kind of what I've done since then.
What's been going on in your world? Okay. Well, cool, man.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Well, it'll be good for me to
Oh.
hear what's going on with you.
Yeah, I've been isolating a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
uh,
there's
uh.
Scott.
It's because the damn fucking it's cold outside. I don't like that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Garbage ass, cold ass,
We happen to
bitch
have some
ass,
sunshine
winter
today.
ass. I know. I'm gonna take my car wash, fucking spray them tires down with some shine.
Hey guys.
Hey,
What up, Scott?
Scott.
Hey, I'm in the car right now. I'm almost home from my errand.
Okay. Cool,
When you
cool.
said almost, I thought you got in a crash.
No,
Almost. I was like, God, oh no.
no, I had a errand I needed to run, and it was like 45 minutes south and 45 minutes back north. So my timing's a little off today.
Okay. Glad you made it.
I'm
Uh,
glad I actually went. So that was a healthy thing for me to do.
James and I were just saying we might talk about our relapse today. Uh,
What happened and what we've done since then.
yeah.
Kind of a
Well,
little
so James,
story.
you relapsed.
Yeah, I had a gigantic beer.
Okay, are we talking like what you had an entire keg?
No, like one of those 32-ounce Milwaukee's from the gas station.
Uh,
Oh, that's disgusting.
Oh, it was. It was.
Well, at least you picked a bad beer.
Yeah, well, it's because I was broke. I was counting my quarters. Get that fucking
Yeah,
hobo beer.
and I'm sure the cashier hated you.
No, they let
Pay,
me there because
pay,
I got a
paying for
dog.
your paying for your beer in pennies.
No, I've been down that road fucking not too long ago. I'm not a fan
Having
of it.
having been a manager of a gas station, I hated it when people would come in and like empty like a double fistful of change, going, "Is this enough?" Like, "Ah."
Yeah, they gotta do it. You ain't got no money, you gotta do it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear, but that means that today's topic is appropriate.
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna switch to this topic. Previous topic was going to be understanding yourself and your wants and your needs, but this is more relevant for a lot of people going through this stuff during the holidays. Relapse is just common, so we want to support each other and support those people too that are tuning in on YouTube. Um, I'll share that I think I finally ended my 3 month bender. My 3 months
mm,
is over. That's as long as I've ever gone on it, and I'm glad I'm on my sixth day. Every day's a challenge. Scott's been there for me tremendously over his phone support, and
yeah.
I'm just trying to keep going, trying to fight the thoughts of uh, spending money on it,
You need
investing.
more light, John.
Yeah,
Yeah. because I'm bright as hell, extra bright.
Yeah, did
Half
you
my
did you wax your head? It looks like
yeah,
it.
yeah. See, I can just sit here with this thing.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
Feeling nice and smooth, baby. I love the way it feels.
My bowling ball isn't that shiny.
Mm-mm. Nor is hard. Uh, so your next goal is getting that bicycle, John. Fucking
Yeah,
springtime's coming, man.
I've got to get some hobbies other than smoking cigarettes and playing video games. I got to
Well,
get a.
I'll go on bike rides with
You go
you.
on bike rides with me?
Yeah, and it'd be great if like you weren't on a shitty little scooter or something like that, and I had to go 12, and then hold on, I'm getting a text from
those
somebody.
those city bikes. City bikes are kind of crap. There's Scott. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, you're
Hello.
home. You made it home.
Yeah, I'm home and on the Wi-Fi, so
Nice. That's nice. I don't know if Amber's gonna join.
I was just about to ask she was if you knew if she was going to join or not.
I'll try to watch for her in the waiting room. Sometimes she will come in a few minutes late, and last week I just didn't see her in the waiting room and didn't add her until after we were done. But I'll be watching it.
No, she actually got in pretty late, so.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, so talking about that, for those who are viewing this, part of the reason why we switched topics was uh, holidays can be a really tough time. You've got friends around you who are partying and might not be paying as close of attention to the fact that you're in recovery.
That's true.
And then you've got just so much stuff going on, with friends and family and buying gifts and cooking food. And, it's tempting to, just have a little bit of something to get you through all the stress.
Yeah, I think
stress builds up, and it's easy to collapse on your sobriety when you've got a family flying in. You got responsibilities financially. You want to give people gifts, and you may not have all the money together, but you're trying to swing it. Holidays are hard as hell on anybody facing addiction, and I'm saying it out loud to remind myself that relapse is okay in that it's a part of recovery. Relapse means you're still in the fight. You're not giving up your life to the substance.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I guess if I can go ahead and kind of,
Yeah.
tell my little story, how mine happened. Um, so I've been having problems ever since it became winter. That's a part for me. I'm already in therapy because I have an aversion to cold and water due to my history as a diver. So anytime I look outside, I just have this weird physical reaction inside of me, so lay that down as a foundation, right? And then Thanksgiving comes by. I'm by myself. I don't have a turkey dinner, don't eat one, right? So that's already sad as hell, especially considering my past. We get close to Christmas time, about the 19th is whenever I had a relapse. I had a giant beer from the gas station. Um, you know, 3 years ago, uh, on today, I was likely playing with my children after opening Christmas presents. I was sitting on the floor interacting with them, and I spent my whole day with my kids every day. I was a stay-at-home dad, and that's what I love doing, and I love those kids. Unfortunately, 2.5 years ago, me and my wife got into it, and I got arrested. Uh, whether I was guilty or not, that doesn't matter. Wasn't guilty. Um, so every day for those 2.5 years, my stomach drops out whenever I think about my girls. They're now 8 and 10, and it breaks my heart. Um, Also, it being the 19th, I was broke by that point. I was running out of cigarettes. I didn't have a lot of food left in my refrigerator. I was worried about kind of what crappy meals I'm gonna have. Um, so adding all these things onto this pile that at one point I looked down, I saw a pile of change on my desk, and I knew that I could go to the store, get that giant beer, and feel a little bit of relief. And I did from it. That's not necessarily a good thing, you know. Uh, Problem is I know that having one for me is never an option, except in a case like that where that's all I could afford. And also, I failed the urinalysis the next morning for alcohol, and so
Mm.
I have to face the court's wrath. But they're being good with me because I'm an awesome guy, you know. Try real hard.
I hope
Yeah,
they
you
Uh,
proved
are
it.
awesome.
You are
I
awesome.
Thanks.
so
So what I looked at was kind of like, all right, so what happened? All of these things came together, create some sort of perfect storm, to use the saying, and I caved to it just for a moment, and had that beer, felt shitty about it. Now I have repercussions for it, and now I need to figure out what I have to do moving forward to prevent my next relapse. Now, luckily, my feeling and desire to have a head change right now is gone. It went right away after that mess up, because whenever I mess up, I feel bad. I'm not used to messing up. I'm not used to getting in trouble. I've never been in trouble, you know. So I know right away I need to start increasing my AA meetings. So I double up on those. Now I'm going to 4 of those a week in addition to other stuff. Um, I had a medication lapse as well. I ran out of a few of my scripts. That was another reason why I was in that situation to begin with. So I had an appointment with my psychiatrist. We did some adjustments to my medication, and I refilled all of that. And now I'm on all my medication and doing as I should as far as that goes. Uh, you know, I, I'm kind of realizing, like, I'm supposed to feel sad. Like, nobody's supposed to feel happy with what I have in the back of my mind. It's a hard thing to deal with, and it's something that is gonna temper me as a person, make me a stronger person. That one day I'll be through this, and one day I'll be seeing my kids again, and everything's gonna be fine. This period of time crushed me, as it would crush most loving fathers. So kind of just acknowledging that, hey, I get it. All this shit is going on. It sucks, but you you don't have to have a drink or a head change to fix that. I know that because right now I'm feeling great and I'm sober, right? Like, why is that? Why is that the case? Why is there nothing added and into it other than what I'm supposed to be doing? So I thought about other stuff that might be making me have trouble. I mentioned being broke at that time.
Hmm.
Man, being broke makes me feel depressed as hell. I don't know
Yeah,
about you guys,
I
right?
feel you. I feel you on that. I can't
Yeah,
afford a pack of cigarettes or a Red Bull. I'm in a bad
right.
state.
Yeah.
well,
So,
well, I will say, in any sort of business situation, there's a lot of fake it till you make it attitude, especially if you're customer facing. But even people who don't have to do that during the holidays, you're required to be happy and cheery and
Very
joyous.
Christmassy.
Yes, during the holiday season. And it's like, and I would like to say, I don't think most people feel like that all the time. It's stressful. And for people who have an addiction problem, the temptation just increases to, why am I not as happy as everybody around me? Oh, here, I can do this and I'll be happy.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's not only is the addiction part unhealthy, but just the attitude that you have to be happy all the time
Right.
during the 6 weeks of the year is unreasonable.
Or at any time, I mentioned that my sadness is something that I'm supposed to feel. I can put it back here and I can hide from it for now, until it peaks out and it shocks me for a moment. And I put it back in the hole, right? Until I can do something about it. Can't do nothing about it quite yet. Um, but it's fine to be down sometimes like that, and there's no sense in dwelling on it and letting that just go through my head over and over again. I just need to push that out if it's something that I can't do anything about. If I can't do anything about it, I need to get it out of my head. I mean, I know that sounds kind of weird, like pushing my daughters out of my head, but hey, I can't have you guys right now making my stomach drop out of my body every time I think of you. So the other things that I did is I looked at my diet, right? Obviously I was running out of money. I was eating a lot of McDonald's, like a lot of McDonald's.
Yeah.
I
That's
got the
that's
app and everything.
still really expensive.
Hell yeah. Even with the app, I was but just buying more. I wasn't saving any money. I was just getting more McDonald's. And the crazy thing is you could eat like a quarter pounder in 45 seconds. All right, it's gone.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Well, I couldn't do that, but then again, I'm a vegetarian, so hey.
Yeah,
Um,
I broke a lot of your stuff you wouldn't be able to do that
He just
week.
flips it back over.
I don't know. And
Yeah.
John may have seen this because we're friends on Facebook, but I was having problems a couple of months ago, and I posted something that might be appropriate. It's okay to not be okay.
It'll come around. You keep working. You fake laugh. You fake smile. It's been proven that that helps you. You find distractions. All of
It's
those things.
it's all it. It's also okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be depressed.
I wish I was better at crying. I didn't really learn that trick. You know what I mean? Feels like it would be cathartic, relieving, and all that, but we didn't do that in Texas as in the 80s. That wasn't going to happen. Boys don't
No, because
cry.
boys don't cry.
Yeah.
But I've done a little bit of crying the last few days. A completely separate issue, and I look like shit when I cry.
Everybody's got an ugly cry face.
My niece can just have tears drip out of her eyes, and and she still looks perfect.
Oh
I
yeah,
cry, my
kids.
eyes get puffy, and they get bright red, and I look like shit.
Mhm. Uh, so I would say look at my diet. Am I having enough water? I mentioned that in just about every video that we've had. But God, you gotta drink enough water. You gotta drink the amount of water that your body needs every day, or you're gonna be missing something, and you're gonna feel a little bit down because of that lacking in your health. Hey, Amber.
Yeah.
Hello,
Uh,
guys. How are you?
There she is.
so
Oh, and she looks beautiful again today.
so
Looks
that
Oh,
every day.
thank you, Scott.
then
She's
part
already
about
done her makeup.
being broke is now I got paid, right? So first thing I do, go to the grocery store, right? I'm working on my diet there. I'm picking up good healthy things, meals that I want to eat. I'm saving money, not blowing all my money at McDonald's. Um, and I know that I'm going to have money at the end of this month. I'm not going to be broke. So that's a stress that's going to be removed way ahead of time. Um, then I joined a gym yesterday.
Whoa.
Yeah. There's
Nice.
this,
Very
yeah,
good.
it's a small family gym, so it's a little bit more my speed. They got punching bags and whatnot, so I can just do a slow man workout, not worry about anything. Um,
I'm
but
picturing you like taking your frustration out on a punching bag.
it's never like punching's never really been a thing like that for me. It's never been a like a frustration thing. It's always
Well, just
been a ninja thing.
well, yeah, you need to picture that punching bag as your addiction, and you're just going to beat it.
But it's definitely something that I know that if I'm doing 2, 3 times a week, I'm gonna have the good side effects of that. The chemicals released in your body naturally from exercise, and my body is gonna start to feel better overall, getting that good general fitness. So that just adds another thing onto the pile of things that I can be doing now in my recovery from that relapse. Um, I have a note down here. I wrote it 3 times. Clean, clean, clean. Right? My place, goddamn mess. It is bad. Um, I cleaned a little bit. I need to clean a lot more. I feel so much better whenever my stuff is clean.
Can I tell you a secret
Yeah.
to cleaning? Okay, so I was taught this as a kid because I was a very disorganized child. So what you do is you start with like no bigger than a 3 by 3 corner, and you sort things out in that corner. And if it needs to go to a different room, you put it in a pile for that room. You don't get up until that corner is clean. And then once that corner is clean, you take your piles, put them into whatever rooms they're supposed to be in, and then come back and then pick another 3 by 3 section.
Yeah.
It's a very methodical, and it's something that I even do around my house now. And with having 3 kids and a husband and 4 cats and 2 dogs and a turtle, yeah,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
right, no shit.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so sorry, that was just
No,
Amber's
that's good stuff.
cleaning tip.
Uh,
So
so
I'd like to
yeah.
pull back here just a little bit because you were, James, you were concerned because you didn't have money. John, you were concerned because you did have money.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
If I have the extra $20 in my pocket, the temptation to spend that $20 on something that makes me feel different is way too great. And so what I end up doing is trying to get rid of my money. I'll buy extra groceries even if I don't really need them. I've been
Are you going to buy us some groceries?
you come over. I've been trying to get money out of my hands.
I
Just
did
so
recommend, Amber, I did recommend that he, buy some honey, buy some extra tea, maybe
Oh
splurge
yeah.
on himself for the holidays and get himself a steak.
Ooh, yes, that would be good. But definitely, like get some steak and get some artisan butter to cook it in. Oh, good.
Ooh.
sounds good. We may have lost James until we reconnect. Um, at the fear of my mother, my father, my grandmother listening, I have, yeah, I can say this. I have been using methamphetamine strongly for the last 3 months since October, beginning of October, and I'm now 6 days without it. Well, 5.5. Thank you, Amber. Thank you,
Yay!
thank you, Scott, for everything. I've been relying on Scott and Amber, and not so much James. I wish you were here to hear me say that. It's not that I don't like James. I just been calling you guys, and sometimes it's just trying to make it until about 6 p.m. when I can take my night meds and get finished with the day. Just enduring the day can be really challenging. But a part of my strategy has been kind of to get money out of my hands so that I can't go to the ATM and turn it into drugs. Um, I I'm solemnly against methamphetamine. It is a poisonous substance. It it deteriorates the brain. It destroys the gut. They're just heart. It damages the heart. There's just so many reasons to be against it, and I'm stating that here and now that I am against it, and that I am not trying to continue on with this bad habit. Um, the goal is to stop doing the bad behavior that is killing you. As that's my goal, and to put it behind me forever, not just for the month of January. I don't want to relapse in February or March or into 2024. I want to keep going forward with no with less substance use. I'm still a nicotine addict, and I'm still a user of cannabis. Um, but I fight those things too. But I'm just glad that I got out of the hole for a minute so that I could think, because I lost my mind to some degree.
Well, and I'm going to say for anybody who ends up watching this video, falling off, and John, I've told you this before, falling off the wagon is not unusual when you're recovering from an addiction. What ends up happening is you bounce off the back of the wagon, you end up with your face in the mud, and you pick yourself up, you wipe yourself off, and you climb right back on that wagon and keep going on your journey.
Yeah, that's a good point, and that was another note. Like so I got a shaved head, trimmed up beard, all that stuff. The next day at court, man, I was in my finest of attire, and putting that best shiny boot forward right away. And it's kind of like it has a side effect. Whenever you know you did that, you shrug that shit off and you move forward. There's something inside that changes that helps with that motivation to stay clean from there.
Well, and I will say, James and Amber, you didn't know this prior, but my former foster son has a meth problem, and he's now been clean for I think 3.5 weeks.
All right.
Oh, wow.
And his mom posted I just saw him for his 20th birthday back in May. And she posted a picture of him when he was 3 weeks clean to Facebook. And he did not look good. So his addiction had gotten pretty extreme. He'd lost tons of weight. And I'm really proud of him for being clean. He actually texted me that he's been clean for that long. And I mean, I'd already seen it on Facebook, but he told me. And I did share that with John. It's like, this is what it could end up looking like if you're not careful.
Yeah. And that's something that addictions to anything, regardless of whether it's methamphetamines, whether it's
Alcohol,
opioids, alcohol, yeah, they always have an adverse effect on your body. And I've seen several people that when you see them after they've been clean and sober for a long time, you just go, wow, you look really, really good.
And that appeals to me as part of my motivation. I don't want to be ugly. I want to find a wife that is attractive, and I don't want her to look at me and be like, I can't touch you. You're so ugly.
Then why are you hiding in the dark, John?
Because he needs a haircut badly.
I can't hold the lamp up. Yeah.
I got another note here. Get back into hobbies. I let a lot of stuff that I was doing, like playing guitar, riding bikes, taking my dog for runs on the bike. I stopped doing everything. A lot of that had to do with the weather outside. But I forced myself to play guitar the other day, and man, I don't like. I'm pretty good. Like I'll play a song, I'm like, wow, I forget that I'm that good at it. I ain't that
See,
great at it.
we need to have a meeting where you play for a little bit.
Oh, that's stressful.
I've been trying to encourage John to, find a hobby, go out, volunteer,
Hmm.
that sort of thing. Um, especially this time of year, I think there's a lot of, for those of us who don't have friends and family really close by, there's a lot of boredom that sets in. And,
Hmm.
getting yourself out and about is difficult when it's cold and rainy.
Yep.
So having something to do that you enjoy is a good distraction. I actually told John he needed to, take up like knitting or learn how to crochet.
Crochet. I came
Yeah.
close to ordering the things necessary for that. I was gonna have it
Oh,
delivered.
what, John, hang on. You got to see this. Just
Okay.
one moment, please.
Okay. Sure. Sure.
We should make an effort, John, to get our guitars together and do some more practice sessions.
Okay. Yeah, I could.
Help you get into that as a hobby
That'd
and
be
help
good,
me
man.
maintain the practice.
Probably not.
Plus, it's always good to teach stuff because then you, you reapply it to your brain.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd
Uh,
like that.
Teaching something is the best way to learn how to do it.
uh, and we live so close to each other that uh, and I'm probably the worst about this. I isolate a little bit more than you. I think you want to branch out and talk to people and whatnot, and I'm like hiding in a
There's a
closet.
giant duck.
Look at that
It is
swine.
A
it
swan.
is a gigantic goose that
Goose.
Alexa that my oldest crocheted for my
Oh my
son.
goodness.
Jiminy Christmas.
Like bigger than me.
That's
All
a
right, John, you have a project in front of you.
you can put
I
that in your
want
bed and just kind of snuggle up to him at night.
You just
you gonna crochet me a bird, John?
No, he'd probably crochet a cat.
Yeah, my
yeah,
dog cat
he
would
is like
shred
Or
that
or he
thing.
could he could
That
knit
is
some
huge.
sweaters for Marin and Gizmo.
oh, that would be cute.
Uh, uh,
Kitty sweaters. That is
yeah,
a
so I mentioned doubling up on my AA meetings. In addition to having that as a plan, I actually need to make it to those meetings. Get there, and then on top of that, I need to force myself to talk. I'm not like shy or bashful or afraid to speak. But I just haven't talked in about 2 months, and I realize that, and it's like so I'm starting to just say some stuff, even if it's not important, even if it's not profound. Uh, eh, that all kind of helps lend to getting that shit off your chest, and that's very cathartic, very releasing, and important for somebody to not have stress building up in the background. And then you can remind yourself that you can be happy, you can genuinely be happy without any substance, without any head change. It's a hard thing whenever that it gets its claws in you and you start thinking that I gotta go get a beer, can of beer, or something like that. It's difficult, but you can be free of it. You just have to do all the other parts that a human requires that we kind of talked about in the last 20 minutes. Uh, the food, diet, exercise, medication, mental health stuff, your spiritual stuff. We have to work on all of these aspects of our lives. If any of these things are lacking, we're going to start feeling that hole, and then we're going to want to fill that hole up with something. And being addicts, that's going to be whatever our substance of preference is.
Well,
Well, and stress is a huge, huge thing. And I'm going to speak for the females out there who are trying to work, who are trying to be moms, sometimes single moms, trying to keep their house in order, trying to raise children, trying to do all these other things and have a relationship. It is ungodly stressful. And it's not to downplay that other people's lives aren't, but I can tell you that I just was hit with a sense of stress and guilt because I had been working on one project, came up into my kitchen, and my husband is doing a deep clean of my kitchen. I'm like, I just did that 2 days ago and I got really hurt. And it's in those moments of stress that I would turn to alcohol and
Mm.
be like, okay, I want to alter my state of mind because I'm hurt, I'm upset over this, but I don't want to talk. And so he recognized immediately that my mood had shifted and he just stopped what he was doing and he came in and we talked it out. But there's a lot of pressure that females don't get uh, a lot of recognition for that they go through trying to juggle all of these things and everybody telling you, hey, you got to be perfect at all of this. And you've got to look good and you've got to be skinny and you've got to have great hair and you've got to da da da.
And it's the holidays, and you have to cook all of this, and the presents have to be perfectly wrapped, and you've got to be bright and cheery, which we've already talked about. Um, you know, I went over to a friend's house last weekend before, and her kitchen was a mess,
Mhm.
and I'm talking a mess as like that. There was like dirty dishes over every inch.
Ooh.
And I started to clean up and she freaked out. And she's like, no, I'll get to it. Don't worry about it. And so I ended up, I cooked some stuff for us. And then I went to go wash my own dishes and I snuck in a few of her dirty dishes
Mhm.
just to help out. But yeah, I mean, she was very obviously stressed. She knew it was dirty and she didn't have the energy to do it. But she felt like it was her responsibility. And I'm like, okay, I understand how you're feeling. I'm just going to sneak in cleaning a dozen things. Oops, I'm sorry. Did I clean too much? Oops.
Come to
You're
my
welcome to
place.
come over anytime, Scott.
I,
Yeah, yeah.
I was just like, well, that was my OCD. I got started and I just kept going.
Oh, that's a very good excuse.
That's why I
Um,
don't start cleaning because I'm worried my OCD is gonna make me keep cleaning.
This is why I have a house cleaner come in once a month is because my OCD is exactly like that. I will take a toothbrush and scrub the baseboards if I'm not careful. And so it's easier to have somebody come in and do some of the basic stuff so that I don't get overly focused on things. And especially this time of year, it's when I know I have people coming over and I'm like, oh, there's a speck of dust over there. Oh, wait, there's another speck. Oh, I scrubbed my cat's nose this morning.
you what?
So I sent a picture to John this morning of my cat, and he's like, I've never seen that spot on his nose before. Well, my cat's been playing with his own poo,
Oh dear.
and so I had to go like wet down a paper towel and scrub my cat's nose, and then I'm like, okay, now I need to wash the floors wherever he's been walking.
He was just brown nosing you.
Ew, ew.
Uh,
Clever. Well, yeah, I mean, with anybody, you're going to have certain stresses. One of the things that I have decided that I'm allotting my drinking money that I used to have set aside as I'm taking that and I'm going to have a housekeeper come in once a month for me to do like the basics so that I can do the finite details.
Good,
So
good.
I'm right with you.
I'm gonna get a house cleaner. That's enough. Enough of this messy place. I can fix
Mine
this.
comes in. Mine comes in once a month. The both of the bathrooms I have tile that goes all the way up to the ceiling. And so I have her come in. She does the bathrooms and she vacuums under the bed and then she sweeps and mops the floors. That's it.
Mhm.
Because those are the areas where I'm most likely to get overwhelmed.
Well, that's good that you know that. I've had a housekeeper before who would come weekly and just kind of do a light cleaning of everything. And then I would come back through and do like the detail stuff. So you also have to keep in mind that if you're going to have somebody in your house cleaning, what is okay and what isn't okay for them to be messing with. Because I'm one of those don't mess with my personal stuff.
So, I've come to understand that this is a fairly normal behavior, although it sounds weird. I clean my house before the house cleaner comes over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do too.
Okay,
James, I'll
good.
help
It
you
is
clean your
normal.
place. Help you clean your place anytime you want, James. You don't even have to help. I'll do
Yeah, I know. That's why I can't ask you.
it. Oh,
And
Yes.
no one's
No,
allowed to
that's
see my toilet yet.
my toilet's off limits too. Don't
The
worry.
toilet will
Oh,
fucking scar
but
people.
okay. Two straight men, their toilets. No, I don't want to see it. No, no.
No. It was
You
like
guys do not
an
know how to keep a
experiment.
clean toilet.
My cats
Yeah.
aren't allowed in the bathroom.
oh my gosh.
No,
And
for
do not
sure.
follow the videos of just dumping a whole bunch of different random cleaners in there. You'll kill yourself.
That's what I've been doing.
Oh God, just
I wait till I get that toilet nice and clogged, and then I fill it up with simple mean green.
what?
I'm just sitting here going porta potty would like a word.
Yeah. No, there's something wrong with me.
Let's get porta potties outside our front door. My stomach's got.
Shoot.
Well, I know that
So
with this holiday season having just passed or is passing, um, my stress to relapse was extremely high because I happen to live in the same city as my family does, which for me is a rarity because I usually don't live in the same state as them. But I didn't have any of my family bother to call, come by, anything like that. And I got quite upset. And when I get upset, unlike a boxing thing that you go and hit, boxing bag, I have an axe and I have a tree that I've slowly been chopping away at that's in my
Yeah.
backyard. And I finally got this hunk off that's probably 3 foot long. Because it
Amber,
was
is your husband scared? Because I would be.
I would let you ask him, but he's in the basement tied up right now. So
Oh,
no, he's not scared. He's known me for a long time. It was actually his idea to do that. Because he was talking about how I should go out and like box with one of the trees. And I said, I can't. The Wiccan in me won't allow me to hurt like a living tree. And he goes, okay, well, we have this one that's fallen over and it's just been sitting there. Why don't you go to town on that? I was like, that much I can do.
so I guess that is all to say that when you're having the holiday blues, there are things you can turn to rather than relapsing.
Yes, indeed. Very well put, Scott.
And just the awareness that you're in a bad state, you've got a beer in your hand or there's a line on the table, and you can choose those moments to say, whoa, I can keep doing this and fall into a pit of despair,
Or I can go out and kill a tree.
or I can go kill a tree.
Don't kill a tree,
Yeah,
please.
well, I do like that now I have access to a gym from 5:30 to midnight. Uh, anytime that I feel like I need to maybe go do something, that's an option for me. I'm not there today because I have to on purpose make myself enter a workout phase slowly. Otherwise, I'll just start blowing tendons out and whatnot, and then I won't be able to do anything. Won't have any fun. So today is rest day, and tomorrow I'll go back, and then on Thursday I'll be huge. Automatically, it just happens.
Wow, that quick.
Yeah,
I want to go to your gym.
genetics.
I was about to say, if a gym could give me pecs and biceps, I would join one.
Yeah. So yeah,
Overnight, sure.
it's a nice family gym, and the thing, I went to Planet Fitness for a little while with my buddy, and I had to stop that because, no offense to anyone that likes that kind of environment, but it's like you go to a gym to like try to build some looks. That's kind of like what I think most people do. They're trying to like get fit so they look good and whatnot. And I've always done fitness as, well, for boxing, you got to be in shape or you can get your butt whooped. And then for the military, you got to be in shape for the job. Uh, and so it was always a necessity based thing. And then whenever I started going to the gym with this guy, and now it's like I'm just trying to lose my beer belly,
Mhm.
it was like it just wasn't my kind of place. It's too cookie cutter for me. I needed a place that didn't have air conditioner, that half the equipment's broken, and there's one or two people in there, and they don't speak English.
So, James, you mentioned the beer belly. If
Yeah.
you lose the beer belly, you wouldn't have room for the beer anymore.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Ah, there you go,
Uh,
another one.
and then if I lose the Bill Burley, I'll get vain, and then I'll want to keep taking care of myself. I'll be like, oh, look at this, six pack.
Well, and let's talk about what kind of opportunities that opens up for you,
Yeah,
because then it gives you the opportunity to make new friends and to have more confidence about yourself so that when you go out, you'd
absolutely.
be more likely to go up and talk to somebody.
Yeah,
Um, Losing friends has been a process that I've had to go through in all of this of being sober. Like, I've known John for a long time, but James and Scott, you are both relatively new to me. And then I've had to go through and systematically cut out my friends that I know are just going to be bad influences on me. So I had one of my I absolutely love this woman, Monica, called me last night, and her and I, our typical thing would be we would go out to the gay club on a Saturday night, and then Sunday morning we'd go to brunch at a gay bar, and it was just full of nothing but drinking. And she was calling me to tell me that she was coming into town, and she was like, "Oh my God, bitch, we're gonna go and do this, we're gonna go and do that." And I was like, "No, we're not, because I don't do any of that anymore." I was like, "I will be here for you. I would like to see you. You're still my friend, but I'm not going out and doing that." And she kind of took personal offense to it because it was like I was telling her no, but I had to stand my ground and say, you know, I'm sober. I don't want to go backwards that way.
Proud
Yeah,
of
I
you
would
for
say,
stating that.
yeah, I'm very proud of you for having told her that, and I'm sorry that it didn't go well. I think it's important to surround yourself with people that are going to be supportive of your recovery process without being judgmental.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she was a little judgmental.
Well, I didn't take it as her being judgmental. I took it was more like she felt like I was kind of attacking her personal choices by saying that I don't do that, and her going, "Well, I do." I personally don't care. I would go out to the club with her just because she's a freaking riot. Um, but I'm not going to be plastered and barely able to walk back to the hotel that we stay at, this like half a block from there. So,
Well, at least it's only half a block. It's a walk away, so she's not driving.
oh, right. It's a walk away, but it's in between two other clubs. And yeah, we both get feisty when we're drunk. So, not good.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's important to surround yourself with people that are going to be understanding.
Hmm.
Um,
And I hate that I've lost some of my friends over that. It's unfortunate that that's really the only level that we had that we connected on, but then it also shows me, just how superficial a lot of my friendships were.
Yeah,
So,
the ones that last through that show you the truth, the real ones, right? I mentioned my buddy Brian across the street. He was my drinking buddy every day, all day, is what we were doing. He uh he only drinks on the weekends now, you know. Um,
Good for him.
Part of that was so that I'd be able to come over and hang out more.
That's awesome.
Um, yeah. Um, the other neighbors, I stopped talking to altogether. I was smoking and drinking with all of them, and then they're still carrying on doing that. And it's like I don't have anything to say to somebody while they're intoxicated like that. It's like it's just I'm not part of that situation. It doesn't feel right. I don't understand.
Isn't that
Um,
crazy though?
mm,
Is that when you get sober and you see other people doing what you used to do, you sit back and kind of go, oh man, I can't believe that I was part of this.
yeah, especially whenever you see somebody get a little bit belligerent, and you're
Yeah.
like,
well,
uh,
I'm impressed that your buddy, I basically just he cut down because for some people that's enough.
yeah,
So some people need to cut it completely out of their life, and some of them have the self awareness to be able to just cut down to a reasonable level.
yeah, very, very amazing. I don't know how anyone cuts back on some, on like alcohol for me. I wouldn't be able, so he's drinking Saturday and Sunday or Friday night and Saturday night, I think is more the deal. Uh, and then stopping after that, just like all willy-nilly, no problem. No, if I was drinking on Sunday, I was drinking on Monday and then Tuesday,
Ev-
right?
everybody's everybody's mind and body are different
Hmm.
about stuff like that, and it's um there's a difference between Amber, you might have to help me here, between being addicted and being attracted. Not quite the right word.
Partaking, maybe.
Do what?
Partaking, perhaps.
Maybe. And as I said, it's everybody's a little bit different on that. That there's a
Yeah.
reason why I don't keep anything but beer in the house because you know if you give me a shot, I'm gonna have more than one. But if you give me a beer, I'm only gonna have one,
Uh-huh.
or maybe just half of one
Yeah.
because I don't. I like
It's
it, but I don't like it that much.
I
yeah,
don't have exactly zero.
it's awesome when people can have that relationship with it. Um, yeah, I think a big part of it for me was the head change. If I have a ch head change today, it's going to make my desire to have a head change tomorrow that much more. If I go a few days without it, it gets less and less until I don't desire that head change at all. And then if I'm doing everything else that I need to, then I automatically feel that high that we get to have as humans, just being human. And that's pretty awesome. If you get there, then you're in the flow state. You're just going,
Yeah.
and everything's wonderful. And that's where I'm at now. That's where I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna take that relapse as a good thing that happened. It shook me. Uh, uh got shook all that feeling off that I needed to have a head change. That's gone now, and I get to just ride this free now and focus on doing all the activities that make my life good. So self-care. Let me go ahead and let me get some smells in here. A little
There you go. That's a part of
aromatherapy,
self-care.
right?
I think that what all of us have touched on, but we haven't really addressed is that we're all looking for that mental change, that we feel like we need an exterior substance of sorts to be able to affect us mentally to help us feel better, feel more confident, social lubrication, whatever you use it for. I use it to change my state of mind, my state of thinking, because I have really nasty demons that like to tell me bad things. And so I'm like, oh, well, if I could just drink enough, then they'll just shut up. Yeah, no. um, but the knowing that it is trying to alter your mind and that addictive part of it, trying to seek out help for that, I think is so beneficial to people. If you're not in counseling, you're not in therapy of any sort, um, try to reach out, see if you can. There are a lot of places that do counseling sessions that are group sessions that they'll do for free.
Yeah.
And I
Uh,
kept
Uh,
conversation.
no,
no, you're good.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm I'm processing that to a certain extent. I don't know. I think it's that one of the things that popped into my mind is obviously there are three of us in this meeting who are addicted to nicotine. I don't necessarily think counseling would work for that.
nicotine. It's helped me. I'll say. It's helped me to. It was my substance abuse counselor Miguel who told me one of the first steps to getting somewhere with your nicotine addiction, with my nicotine addiction, was to try and have one per hour and play the game as he calls it, top of the hour, where you wait until 10 minutes up until the hour, and then you can indulge, then you can have a cigarette, and that helped me. I've regressed, but it helped me at that time get to a better state of consumption with my nicotine level. But I've had good success with my substance abuse counselor that's provided to me by the VA and is a blessing. The VA has fantastic support here in Arkansas for veterans who are dealing with substance abuse issues. We have a
it's
building at the
phenomenal.
VA compound. It's called
Yeah.
the Leroy Pond Building, and it's just full of people who are helping with substance abuse.
Yeah.
And I have the opportunity to see him, I think, once a week, and I could call Monday and make an appointment, and probably benefit from going in and talking to him about my last
You can't
three
call on
months.
Monday.
And cancel
Holiday.
on
This
Monday.
Monday.
That's
Yeah.
New Year's.
Oh
And
yeah, you're right.
also,
On Tuesday.
John, on Fridays, there they have some kind of general meetings in the auditorium. They're not
Yeah,
like but yeah, they they um seemingly, be
substance
as
abuse,
beneficial. Yeah,
substance
right.
recovery meeting on in the auditorium on
Yeah,
Fridays.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember hearing an announcement about that, and I kind of overlooked it. But if they're still meeting, I might go up there on a Friday and just talk with those vets.
yeah. Maybe we should go
Yeah,
sometime.
yeah, I'd be glad to go.
Well,
And
I would say that, since we're talking about relapse and recovery, the most important thing is that you actually talk to someone about
Yeah,
what you're going through, whether
uh,
that's whether that's a group that you're a part of, like AA,
uh-huh.
or whether you've got friends that are supportive and helping you. It's important for you, and I'm very proud of both of you today for acknowledging that you guys had a little relapse, and now you're getting back on track, because that
Thank you.
that tells me that both of you are um, acknowledging that hey, I still have a little bit of a problem.
that's
Yeah,
amazingly good for both of you guys to have done. And thank you very much for sharing.
yeah. You'd mentioned talk to people. That was the last note that I had down here, and then I put a caveat to the side of it is talk to people for fun. A lot of times I go to places, I sit there and I don't talk to anybody. Like I get in these just I isolate myself a lot. I don't have anything to say. Uh, so kind of force yourself to have a conversation. maybe you'll find yourself having some laughs and being able to have solidarity with that person, share and those issues, uh, as well as share from their encouragement.
I think that's what we do every Saturday, don't we? Let's
Yes,
force ourselves to share our conversation.
We don't
that's
feel
right.
like we're sharing with too many people, but we actually are, believe it or not. There are people
Uh,
watching, so we are sharing with some number of folks.
Hello, outside world.
uh-huh.
Um, I think that the bond that we have with the four of us and hopefully everybody else that's out there that's watching this and that they can feel supported too. Uh, we've talked Scott was talking about how you're going to fall off the train. That's just going to happen. It is not fun for anybody. And I can definitely say that while I quit smoking, what, 2.5 months ago now, I still consider myself a smoker. I see you guys smoking, and I'm like, oh, that looks delicious. Or like I
This
was
is why
watching.
I turn my video off when I'm having a cigarette, is because I
uh,
don't want you to see it.
I like I watch myself smoke the whole time. I stare at myself and inhale, exhale.
Well,
I'm broken.
I appreciate that you turn off your camera. You don't need to do that. It's something that even when I'm watching movies, like last night, I was watching one and the lead guy was smoking.
Casablanca.
No, I haven't watched that recently though. Um, but I wanted so bad to have a cigarette, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to stop the movie and I'm going to come back to this later because this is not helping me at the moment.
Uh-huh.
I will say there have been some actors, I'd have to go back and find the articles, who have both pushed for and against um, smoking scenes in movies.
Hmm.
Um, some of them because they're for it because they want it to be an accurate portrayal of
Right.
what was going on. And some of them against it because they don't want to promote smoking. And it's like, that's a tough call.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Walt Disney died of lung cancer, and you will never find any footage or picture of him smoking a cigarette.
I just lost an uncle to lung cancer not too long ago.
I'm
Uh,
sorry.
It's
yeah.
my grandfather and my father-in-law both died of lung cancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I know that would be the inevitability if I continue playing my top hour the way that I do, which is I smoked 4 cigarettes last hour, I smoked 5 this hour, so I topped it. So that's gonna be a pathway to cancer for me for sure if I continue at that. Uh,
Then again,
I'll throw it.
I will say that my grandfather, when he passed away, right before he did, he was smoking cigarettes and drinking Jack Daniels, and he was 82, and I'm like going, well, if I gotta go,
mhm.
I
Yeah. I mean, my grandpa
might as well
lived,
enjoy myself.
lived to like 93 and smoked. Uh, you know, so I do think that
Paul
too.
Malls, probably.
I don't know. I was too young
Oh,
uh to be that savvy. Gramp, you got
Irma,
the
what you're smoking?
24/7s?
I
Uh,
One of the things that I'm reminded of is my great grandfather when I was a little kid. He had smoked for long enough that he had the trachea,
yeah.
Ew.
and he came up to me and he put the box up to his throat and he goes, "Do you want some ice cream, little girl?" Freaked me out. I was
Uh,
like, "Oh my God, I
Be right
never
back.
want that to
all
happen."
right.
So
And
my
and
grandmother, who smoked, ended up having a stroke. Um, and when she came out of her coma, the very first thing she asked for, now, 2 months in the hospital in a coma.
Mhm.
And the very first thing she asked for was a cigarette.
Yeah.
And you know, my mother and my grandfather were like, "You've quit."
Cigarette addiction is friggin' hard to give up. That is I don't know. See, I'm battling the 2 fronts right now with the drinking and the smoking.
Yeah, that's an
Mhm.
incredible effort
Well, thank you.
to do that now.
But the smoking is what is really driving me crazy because I'm just like, "Oh, I so want a cigarette." Whereas, like, I can be around people and they'll be drinking, and I'm just kinda like, "I don't feel like acting like a jackass. No,
Yeah,
thanks."
yeah, right. Yeah,
But
I'm definitely using it yeah, using it as an assistant to deal with the rest of my shit.
I think that that's perfectly okay. John and I have talked about that, about having something that is addictive in place of something else that's addictive.
Mhm.
And
So Amber, thank you very much, because I've had the same conversation with John because he's trying to quit multiple things all
mm,
at once. And I'm like,
no,
prioritize.
yeah, yes, I agree with you. Um,
Can I talk about that for a second, Amber? So
no,
we're
No, you can't.
so
You're not
nicotine.
allowed to.
Nicotine. Where's the cigarette? I'll pretend this is a cigarette. So this cigarette, it's a cigarette. Believe me. Uh, this cigarette is not very different from methamphetamine. It's a stimulant. It harms your lungs. You can buy it. Well, you can't. Okay, so here's one major difference. You can buy this cigarette
legal.
legally. There's one primary difference in the cigarette and methamphetamine. But I really, not really, but compare my addictions so much that I convince myself that this cigarette is as bad as methamphetamine, and that if I don't quit smoking it, it's going to kill me just as hard. It,
Well, let me ask you a question about that, John. So, let's say that you go out and you get, I don't know how much meth runs.
$100 worth of meth.
Yeah, say you have $100 worth of,
Ew.
okay?
God, prices have gone up. Inflation.
Like,
Okay, so let's say that you get that and you use it. Are you going to be in a state of mind to where you know where you're at, what's going on? Could you consciously
valid point. Nicotine doesn't cause violent behavior typically.
there you go.
Valid point. Um,
Yeah. It's very subtle and in the background, much like coffee is. There is an effect, and there is a minor head change that we experience.
Probably so.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to keep
Yeah.
those for a while. And speaking of coffee, my best Christmas present this year, my favorite
Oh,
Christmas present was
not
from my
everyone got
buddy
it.
John. He got me a Keurig, a fancy one with a pot and the little pods and a bunch of stuff, a bunch of coffee to go with it. That's been helping me with my sobriety. I'm like, I know that coffee can give me that little bit of,
I'd rather you be
pick
drinking
me up
coffee, James.
that gets me excited to start playing video games or something like that. And that's why I'm so fired up right now. Uh, Favorite gift that I gave my nephew some bottle rockets. I don't know if you guys remember those things. Those
Oh yeah.
Yep.
where you build it and then you
Shooting
put
him
the
off, shooting him
uh,
off out of a glass Coca-Cola bottle
uh, these
when
are
I
the
Oh,
was a
ones with the
kid.
stand underneath it. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
same deal, I think. So I always wanted those as a kid, and I never got it. So he got it. What
Okay,
about
so
you
this is
guys?
your
What
nephew?
yeah, my nephew, yeah.
And your sibling really thrilled with you now?
Uh, my sister, yeah, yeah.
Hey, he didn't buy a drum set.
Yeah.
Oh god,
The bottle
yeah,
rockets
I
will only
agree.
last for so long.
Uh-huh. What about you guys? Did you get something that you really appreciated and anything that you gave that really affected somebody?
I am wearing, a necklace that my son picked out for me. Yes, it's
Oh,
really hard to see, sorry.
that's
Very
beautiful.
nice.
It has his birthstone in it, and it's Jack and Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. And it says,
How
"I love you
cool.
going up the heart." And that was just like for my son who's about to turn 18, about to graduate. Um, it's super sweet that he was thinking of mommy in that aspect of like, I want to get mommy some jewelry. And it's like, oh, that's so cool. And then I think my favorite present to give was to my oldest boyfriend. My oldest boyfriend. Ha ha ha, I have many. My oldest child's boyfriend. I got
Yeah.
him a Lego Batman that is fully articulated.
Yeah.
And he like Tiff Pete himself. He was just like, "This is so cool."
Very nice.
So
So
I pretty much got clothes for Christmas. Um, but my sister sent up a bunch of Christmas presents for my cat. They're toys,
well,
and
that's
he absolutely loves it. And that it was that's so sweet that she thought of my cat.
Uh,
Well, and John has seen a picture of at least one of those things. So
With poop on his nose. Oh, in your picture of the cat toys.
I got my cats. I found this catnip bag. So like paper bags, and the interior is lined with catnip scent. And my big 26-pound cat went nuts over this and like jumped in and just wanted to be like, hey, what's up? And so seeing this fat ass cat in there um doing all of the little tiny cat things was
catnip is a drug.
uh-huh. No, that's awesome. My cat would
oh
probably freaking he goes bonkers sometimes and he just
yeah.
starts knocking everything over. And then he'll knock something over and then chase it, and then he'll knock like five things over while he's chasing something.
Hey, Bruce.
What's
How
up,
you doing,
other
bud?
dude?
Look, see, husband is not locked in basement.
You're not
Yep,
locked.
good.
You're not
Safe.
locked up.
We got proof of life.
We got kisses. We got kisses.
He's not in the he's not in the freezer.
No, he's not. I told them about me with the axe outside, and they were like, "Is your husband scared of you?" No, it
So,
would chopping the wood out there.
Yeah.
so I was telling one of the things that John and I do to relax at night is sleepy time tea.
Oh.
Excuse me.
And I picked up a brand new one recently, and it's sleepy time with melatonin. And I happened, as I was talking to him, after I've already had like 6 cups of it on various nights, my the sleepy time tea with melatonin has catnip in it.
Nuh-uh.
It does.
That
The
is
look on Jake's
hilarious.
face.
So just brings up a little bit of catnip around. Are you going to like slowly go to sleep?
I don't, yeah, either that or it's getting me stoned. That's how my cat acts
Sprinkle a
with
little on you.
catnip.
Oh my
As long as you
gosh.
don't fall asleep in the cat bed. As long as you sleep in your real bed. I'm okay with it.
Not again.
Yeah, speaking of sleeping, that's the other thing I fixed, man. Got my schedule back right. I mean, I know there's very little sunshine out right now, but I better be awake when it's sunny out. I can't be sleeping all day and then staying up all night and having a regular schedule as far as sleep goes. I need to sleep from like midnight to 6 a.m. and then I need a nap from noon to 2 every single day like a baby.
I want your schedule
Right?
because like I'm like crawling into bed at like 8:30 or 9, and I'm not crawling out of bed until like 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
crawling out of bed at 5:30 in the morning. I would hardly think so.
Yeah, and then I need to get those bubble baths with the Epsom salt back into it. Been
Oh,
laxing on those. Yeah.
I've been doing that.
The hard part is my apartment is just so garbage that it can barely fill up the tub uh to a level with the hot water
Oh,
for it to be a
Oh,
soak.
that's
oh,
cold
It's a
no,
water.
no, no,
it
no.
is a budget
James,
soak. Yeah.
James, take a pot, boil some water
Yeah.
and pour it in to heat because I have the same
Add
problem.
that
I only
thing
have a
up.
30-gallon like hot water heater.
Yeah.
And so if I fill it up, it's not hot enough.
Uh-huh.
So I boil a small pot of water and pour it in.
I think I'm gonna do that to supplement it a little bit. My mom just bought me a new pot for boiling water, cooking pasta, as well. So
Just don't pour the pasta into the tub with
no
you.
pasta.
Just stick it in
It's really
downstairs.
good for the skin.
Uh, that's one way to get your carbs in.
Yeah.
Another trick, if you guys are in apartments, the drain holes for the overflow, you can actually unscrew those, flip them upside down, and you get a much deeper, or at
Oh
least a
yeah.
couple of
Yeah,
extra inches.
that's not a problem on mine.
Yeah, I run out of the hot water before I get there, but I got one of those things that you stick over it. So theoretically, I could just go all the way up to the top, of the tub. And I've done that before. I don't know why sometimes it
It
seems like it can
and
fill
then
it up
and then
more.
you crawl in it and it overflows.
Yeah, yeah. And then I sit there and I eat these freeze pops and listen to the audiobook, and it's a freaking
As
magical
long as I've known
experience.
James, he's eating freezy pops in the bathtub, and he talks about it. I don't know why I know this. I
Yeah,
don't know why I
everyone must
know.
know. Everyone must know this about me.
I'm James. I eat freezy pops in the bathtub.
I get into a super hot tub and have a really like ice cold drink with me.
Mhm.
I don't know why,
Yeah.
but it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I
Keep
do
my
that with my hot
temperature
tub.
regulated. Plus, freezing pops are awesome.
My mother has an addiction to like icy pops.
It's
Yeah,
funny to
that's
think that
James. That's James' kind.
I eat like 4 feet of freeze pop in the tub. That's all.
There's a trail going out of the bathroom of freezy
Yeah,
pops.
there's wrappers everywhere in there.
Take one more in.
Yeah.
Look at what I just found, John.
What? No,
A
you don't need
cigarette.
that. You don't need it.
It's a clove.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, a clove cigarette.
Yes.
Oh, I miss those.
Yeah.
How
I just
old is that? Because they're not legal in the US anymore.
What? Really?
No, they are because they're rebranded as cigarellos.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
So you have to like specifically ask for the uh dejorum, whatever it is.
Yes.
Um yeah, that's probably what is it now? 3 months old?
Hmm.
It's stale. Throw it away.
Right. Yeah, I do want to give a little piece of advice to our single guys on here. If you if you don't soak in an Epsom salt bath with icy pops, on the regular, do yourself a favor and at least get yourself a plastic container of sorts that's big enough for you to put your feet into
Sounds wonderful.
and give yourself like your own little pedicure, because I know that a lot of guys, straight guys, will not go and get their toes dealt with at the
Yeah.
salon unless they
My
have
feet
like
look
their wife
great.
go,
You don't want to see these
No, no,
toes
no,
right
no,
now.
John. This
you
is
put
not
that
foot
down.
porn. This
My
is
toe
not foot porn.
my toes
Stop.
are the stuff of nightmares right now.
Those are the stuff at night.
But I will tell you something that has been one of my big ews. Like if a guy takes his shoes off and they're icky, I'm like, nope, we are not going any further because
No sex for you.
if I can't trust you with cleaning your feet, what
Uh,
makes you think that I want to see what that other area is going to be like?
Yeah, I'm
Sure.
sorry, guys. You got to wash your feet and scrub them
Do
and
you have
trim
to
your
clip your
toenails.
toenails? You have to clip your
They're
toenails or
Yes, you
no?
do.
I gotta
Oh.
clip them right now. And right now they're almost to the point where you can't clip them. They're like too long, too deep.
Too
I need
thick?
a different
Well, then,
tool.
okay, then fine. Get some nail polish.
Yeah, buff
Yeah,
them
that's
puppies
what I've
out.
been doing.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, well, while we've been on this, I've been polishing my nails.
Ah, yeah.
That's
Looking
why I
good.
was looking down so much. But yeah, I can send you some nail polish. I have a huge collection.
I'm not
Uh,
trying to paint my toenails.
yeah, I don't think I can't anymore. I let my kids do it back in the day.
When I look at my toes, I get so turned on. If they were pink, I would just get 3 times as much turned on, and I would just be out of there.
John, this is the wrong channel.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
Yes.
I thought this was about OnlyFans.
Right?
Shoot.
Yeah, yeah. So John's gonna start selling feet pics on the internet.
Start. You bought 2 or 3.
Nope. I am not into feet.
I'm only
I don't even like my own.
I'm only making sure that somebody has clean feet. And God bless this poor guy that made the very horrible mistake of just randomly grabbing my foot and sticking my big toe in his mouth. Dude got a broke nose out of I'm not even kidding because I do not like my feet being messed with that much. And I just kicked like a mule.
Ugh.
I love a good foot massage. Um, it squicks me out to give somebody a foot massage unless they have either freshly washed feet or um or they have clean socks on.
Well, see, and I'm kind of like the cleaning before the housekeeper comes when I go and get a pedicure. Like, I make sure that my feet are in perfect shape and that really all that they need to do is change out my nail polish that's on there because I don't want them to look at my feet and go, "Oh God, when is the last time that you messed with that?"
Yeah.
It just
Okay, let's be honest. They're not going to say that in a language you understand.
Oh no.
Oh, au contraire, mon frère. I started working in a Chinese restaurant, and the owners were Vietnamese, and I worked for them for like 5 years. And so while I can't speak it, I can understand it. And it freaks out the gals when I go and get my nails done because like they'll make jokes. And 90% of the time they are not talking about you guys. But
Nah.
they'll make jokes and then like I'll laugh along with it because I can catch the key words.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have to change nail salons quite often because I freak people out. The white girl knows what we're saying.
I'll
Well,
admit, I have been in for I've gone in for a manicure a couple of times. I've gone in for a pedicure once, and I'm sorry, those ladies are just rough.
brutal.
It's like, ouch, that hurts.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say we go close down the meeting
Yeah, we'll
on
close down
relapse recovery?
the live stream.
Um, yeah, anyone going through a relapse, just pick yourself up, build yourself back, work hard. You'll get back to a place of comfort and relaxation, peace. Peace was the more the word that I meant. Hang in
And we
there,
are
keep
all
going.
here for you.
Yeah.
Yep, our
So
phone
thank you
number
for
is listed
joining
on the
us.
screen. If you want to call us or text us, we'll give you free support. We'll talk to you for 15 minutes at a time about anything you need to talk about, and we'll be there for you. Um, Thanks for that encouragement, guys. And yeah, I'm going to end the live stream. See you guys.